everyone. I'm Reverend Deborah Reeves. Good to see you all. I'm so excited to be here today and speak about the topic of treasure mapping. But first, let's do an opening prayer. Please join me. Close your eyes, relax into your chair, and just taking a deep breath in, knowing there's one presence and one power active in our lives. And this source is abundant good and is here right now. And we celebrate this deep time in loving connection and sharing spiritual truths and answered prayers and joy and gratitude. So I say, thank you, God, and let's get started. Open your eyes and let's go. Treasure mapping. Well, I must say that this is an exciting subject for me because it always works for me. And so what treasure mapping is first having a very strong intent, getting clarity on what you want in your life, and then finding pictures that reflect that. They could be pictures of you if you want a relationship, or pictures of the job you want, whatever it is in your life that you really feel passionate about. And then you put these pictures on a piece of cardboard. It can be a big poster board, and you can have everything, the house that you want to live in, the relationships you want, if there's a spiritual community you want to be involved in, the fun you want, if it's sailing, if it's snowboarding, whatever it is. And then for me, I like to look at it every day. And it reminds me, oh, yes, I said I wanted that. It reminds me to keep my focus on what's really important to me and what I'm passionate about. So I've done this several times. I've manifested many beautiful homes in my life. And the most recent project that I did, the treasure mapping, was about 2.5 years ago when I was at the silent retreat with the Women of Unity in El Cajon. And at that time, I knew I was moving to Mexico, and I was very intentional. I really thought, I'm going to work with children and I'm going to be involved in an orphanage. So I came here, and the treasure mapping I did, let me see if you can see. This is a picture of a young boy and a hot air balloon and a feather. I really wanted the intention of especially Indigenous children claiming their power, rising up like that balloon, soaring like an eagle, in knowing their brilliance and that they have a purpose and a passion. And I also did one of a mother and a child. And this is like the fire burning in me, that I'm passionate about these deep, loving connections. Well, I got here and I put these on my bookcase above my desk. And I look at them every day. And it's been a year and 4 months that I've been here. And I'm like, okay, I've checked out orphanages. I have to speak Spanish to really work one-on-one with the children. So about a month and a half ago, I started praying about it. All right, God, what is next for me? What really calls to my heart? And 2 weeks ago, I heard a speaker at our open circle here talking about the Indigenous children. And there are many small villages here where there are orphan children with kidney failure due to the Kimby genetics, but also the drinking water, their water from the wells. We have 22 volcanoes that run under this area, and they leach sulfur and other very bad chemicals into the water, which harms their kidneys. Also, they don't have or drink much water, and they're all malnutrition because they don't have enough food. Anyway, I got really excited about this project. It's called Poco a Poco, that wants a community center there. At first, I thought maybe an orphanage, but they need their community center first, which has a kitchen and a medical room and a room where they can teach sewing and jewelry making and other money-making projects for them. Well, then I got connected to my girlfriend in San Diego that had money for real life skills when I taught in the prison systems. She got so excited about this project. Then I got connected with a Rotarian here in town, and just magically they've already connected. They're going to work on this project together. It's going to be a community center and a water filtration center for these children in the village of San Pedro. So what I thought was just me running an orphanage is huge, much bigger. It's a community center. It's a filtration center. It's feeding them once a day, 5 days a week. It's providing medical services, skills for the women, a garden possibly. And I'm really excited about the way it's just coming together. And so I want to say that I mean, treasure mapping works, and it can work in bigger ways than you could possibly imagine because God's in action behind the scenes. And this was a divine right timing, and to really practice patience with it. So that's my story. Who else would like to share about miracles happening out of treasure mapping?
I'll go. I remember that retreat because I had just started attending the Sunday services when they started talking about it. And I was like, well, I don't know anybody here, so I'm not going to go. But I remember afterwards how everybody said it was very powerful. It wasn't long after that that the Love Yourself group that Linda and I belong to did a treasure mapping. And I created one, and it had been a while since I had created a treasure map. I learned about these probably when I first got into the self-help stuff 25 years ago or so. And so I've done them several times, but I hadn't done one in a while. So Naomi and whoever else brought all these things, and I was just like, what am I going to put on this? And stuff just started pouring out. And one of the pictures that I put was this person standing over a well looking down into it. And I put this picture right in the center, and then I put all kinds of words around the person, like taking a deep dive, going deeper into yourself, understanding your connections, what you're supposed to be doing, things like that. I put all these words around it. And I didn't know at the time that what it meant was I was actually going to go really deep, which is going to ministry. And if you've never been in ministry, Kathy's the only one not here, there hasn't been, you dive deep in ministry classes. So it's given me quite the opportunity. I see it every day. It's on my cabinet. I still see it. And as soon as you started talking about it, I started getting chills all over me because I'm thinking it's time for another one. Because I don't know that I've completely fulfilled that one, but I can tell you I'm in the motion, and I feel like there's a big giant thing that needs to be on the next one. So there's that. And then I was thinking about all the people that were a part of that process. And the map doesn't only just remind me of what I'm doing, but it reconnects me to those people, that time that I shared doing that, and the insights that we got about each other. It's kind of a lot like this, the insights that we're finding out about each other that I would have never known just sitting in church on Sunday or going to a once in a while group. It's like almost like a retreat, just in little periods of time. So I'm grateful for them. And if you guys get that garden going, I'm serious. I would love to bring Agape in Action down there and say, how can we help you go down for a week and just build a garden? I'm big on that. So keep me posted.
Well, and I'm kind of going to dovetail on what Becky said. I think not only is treasure mapping, we called it vision boards, so incredibly powerful and helpful, but doing it with other people who help you hold that vision and can remind you if you forget that this is a part of that step. And like you were talking, Rev Deb, this is a skill you need to bring in so that you can be ready for that next step. I think it's so powerful to share our dreams, not only to be aware of them for ourselves and look at them and power them with our energy and our desire, but sharing it with our community, our loved ones, our prayer partners is so powerful.
Awesome. Thank you. How about you, Kathy?
Well, I am just like a student. I'm just sitting here taking all this in. Treasure mapping, I never have done that. Vision board, I've never done that. So I'm thinking, wow, well, what I put on it, what is it I want that I'm not already doing? So you've given me a lot to think about. Things that have happened in my life or situations that I have found myself in have come unexpectedly when I started my angels program. It just came, and all the pieces came together. When I started working with the women at the jail, teaching Toastmasters, all the pieces came together, and so I've never sat down and done a map. So I'm a good student. I'm sitting here listening to all of you, and now I'm thinking, well, what am I put on my map? But I'll do it. So right now, I'm doing something completely different, and that's been my embroidery work. And I set up an Etsy shop, and I'm at a stage in my life where I don't want to learn anything new. Just pay somebody to learn that when it comes to computer and all that stuff. So I found this wonderful consultant, and she's got it all set up, and I'm actually getting sales, but it's not my passion. It's just something that I've been doing. And, when you get a stockpile of 50 different embroidered items, you got to find a way to get rid of them. But it's not my ultimate goal. So it's just a stop along the way, I think, for me. But thank you, because I've learned something from all three of you.
Oh, thank you for sharing. I can't wait to hear what the next exciting project is going to birth out of you as you do this visioning. Definitely.
I know.
Thank you.
I know.
Okay.
As they say, God only knows.
That's right. And it's bigger than you can imagine, but it's divinely ordained. Yes. Thank you. Becky, would you like to close us out, please?
So let's take a breath here, in and out. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Oh, the vision of a treasure map. Imagine that in your mind, the big wall with everything you ever could dream of doing, the beauty, the color, the way things dance on the page, the message that only you know, much like the white stone, the message given to you. This process done with the love and the thought behind it, and we know that our intentions go forward. We see all of this good, all of these maps are just God's way of saying, take the next step. It's the good one. It's the right one. Keep going. And we thank you for that. As we breathe in and we breathe out, we know that all is good inside us. Namaste. Thanks for joining us today. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, set up a treasure mapping class. Let us know so we can join it, because it's super fun. And we'll see you again. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you for joining us, and let's stay connected and grow in spirit. We are on Facebook. Search for Unity Church of El Cajon and follow us and like our posts. You can reach us on YouTube at Unity Church of El Cajon. Please subscribe to our channel, watch our videos, and leave comments, which can help us improve. We are on the web at unityofelcajon.org. Email or call our church office to receive our weekly newsletters, which lists all of our activities and opportunities to learn and grow together.